Battery. Hi, this is Diane Lovetobake on YouTube, and what we're going to make are cookies. And these particular cookies I think are considered maybe more of a healthy choice of a cookie. Folks have written in to me and talked about using whole wheat flours and that type of thing, and I do. I have several recipes and pizza doughs with whole wheat, and I particularly like to make these chocolate chip cookies with this organic whole wheat pastry flour. I find that this particular whole wheat pastry flour I think is lighter, so when you're making cookies or cakes or biscuits, they are a bit less dense. Now of course we are going to be also using all-purpose flour with it, but there are a lot of benefits of us using this organic whole wheat pastry flour. So let's get started. I no longer put the ingredient list and recipe below the video, and I'm sorry about that, but I want to mention that right off. Okay, let's start off with 1 cup of shortening. This is a solid shortening. Now, for some of you that might not like shortening, maybe this recipe isn't for you, but this particular, using the solid shortening, I believe makes the cookie to be crisper, as well as have more of a chewy center for it. Now, if you're looking for other whole wheat recipes for cookies, or like I said, pizza dough, biscuits, rolls, I have many on my channel, so please, check it out. All right, so we're going to first cream that and break that up. I'm going to warn you about the sound of the mixer. Now, spend, of course, a minute or two with this. You can use your hand mixer if you want. I prefer to use the stand-up. I think it's easier and quicker for the video. We're also going to put in 3/4 of a cup of granulated sugar and cream those two together. Now, once you do that, you're going to be putting in brown sugar. Again, 3/4 of a cup packed of your brown sugar. Spend some time with it, 2 or 3 minutes or that type of thing, on whatever speed that you prefer to work with. You do want to cream them together, so whatever it takes. You also need 2 eggs that have been at room temperature. Mine did break, so they're not whole. We're going to try to just put 1 in at a time. Okay, now once you cream that together, okay, we're going to put in 2 tablespoons of hot water, and I just went ahead and I put it in the microwave. 2 tablespoons of hot water. I really think that helps just sort of make the mixture lighter, because when the organic pastry flour goes in, it's a bit dry, so it kind of keeps the moisture in. You're also going to be putting in 1½ teaspoon of vanilla. 1½ teaspoons. And again, I'll warn you about the sound of the mixer. And now I'm just going to clean the sides of my mixing bowl and get to the bottom a little bit where it tends to stick. Okay. All right, now we're going to work on our dry ingredients. And of course, as I mentioned earlier, I'm using the organic pastry wheat flour. Okay, and you're going to need 1.5 cups of that. You're also going to be putting in 1 cup of all-purpose flour. Okay, we're going to be putting in a 1/2 teaspoon of salt, and I'm just going to stir that in a little bit here. And then you're also going to need 1 teaspoon of baking soda. And then I'm just going to stir that into the all-purpose and give it a stir just with my little whisk here and get all the dry into the one bowl. All right, and now we're slowly going to put the dry into the wet on low speed so that this doesn't go all over the kitchen. Going to raise my speed. And again, you're probably going to be using a slower speed, but I'm just moving it along due to the video. And I'm going to take out my paddle here. And I'm going to take the excess off. You really hate to waste anything in a recipe. You're spending time, you're spending money on ingredients, so I'll set that aside. And then I'm just going to give it a good, quick stir. Now, of course, you're going to need chocolate chips, whatever flavor, whether you like milk chocolate or dark, or you could use your white chips. I'm using 6 ounces. Now I'm just putting them all in, and then I'm just going to, you know, fold them in, stir them in. Now you can use your mixer. Sometimes people worry about breaking up the chips. I don't think they really do. I don't think the beaters, especially if you're just combining it, I really don't think they break them up. But I'm just going to put it in by hand today and mix those nice chocolate chips. This cookie, when it breaks up, oh, the whole kitchen smells so good. And this is what it will look like once it's done. Now, you're going to need a greased or parchment paper, or go ahead and use your silicone mats. I'm using a solid shortening, but you will need to have your cookie tray or pan, like I said, heavily greased parchment paper or your silicone mats, okay? Now, the next thing that you're going to do is you put about the size of a teaspoon. So I'm just going to grab a teaspoon here real quick. And what you'll want to do is just roll them in a ball, okay? You can drop them if you don't. And just place them, anywhere about 2 inches apart. Now you're going to bake these cookies at 350 degrees, and they're going to take you anywhere from 12 to 15 minutes. Now, if you find that the dough is a little bit dry, just sprinkle very, very little water in there to moisten it up. Or sometimes I've actually moistened my hands, fingertips a little bit. it's quite nice for me right now. It's not really real dry or anything like that. Now, when you place these on your cookie tray, these cookie balls, when they bake, they are going to melt, and they're gonna, they're gonna flatten a bit. Some might be a little flatter than others. Some will have more of a dome to them, but they will melt down. They will go down, into a flatter cookie. Okay, they're not going to stay that shape. All right, again, 350, and it's anywhere from 12 to 15 minutes. And do watch them. You don't want to over bake them. You don't want them all dried out. I actually start checking mine around 10 minutes or so, and do rotate, of course, your trays. Now I'm going to rinse my hands real quickly and show you the finished product. Being I'm working with raw cookie dough, I want to make sure that my hands are clean. Okay. Now this is how they bake up. Now when they come out of the oven, I would suggest for you to wait a few minutes, a couple minutes before you put them on your cooling rack, because they are very, very soft and they will break up for you, when you're taking them off the cookie tray to the cooling rack. So I usually wait about 2 minutes, that kind of thing. And as you can see, they did flatten out. Now, to describe the cookie itself, it has, a hard finish on the top and a nice golden brown, and a hard finish on the bottom. But when you break into them, okay, they're going to have a little bit of a, where you're going to hear it break, and then, you're going to see that the cookie is chewy. When you bite down on it, it's going to have a nice crisp but yet semi-soft center, and then you'll see all those beautiful chocolate chips that you put in. And for this recipe, that's really quite a bit of chocolate chips. Every bite you get you get chocolate. So they really are great tasting cookies. Again, with a glass of cold milk or a cup of hot tea, or coffee or cappuccino, whatever that you might like. And they're pretty easy to make. I want to tell you, if you try these recipe and you try these cookies and you like it, well, leave a comment, because I'd like to hear from you. And I will answer in a timely fashion. I do want to remind you, though, that all my videos are solely on YouTube. That's the only place that I put my work on. I no longer put those ingredients because of so many people, and I'm not alone on it, that's for sure, but pinning and posting and taking my work, claiming it theirs. And it's so frustrating to see when you write to me and I can't answer. So I hope that you solely watch me and find my work on YouTube. So if you're so inclined and you'd like to subscribe to my channel, boy, that would be fantastic. Or give this video a like. I can't tell you how much I appreciate it. So thank you for watching Diane Lovetobake on YouTube. Give these whole wheat pastry chocolate chip cookies a try. I think you're going to like them. Stay well, stay safe, and I'll see you soon.